Well, here I go. Hey, what's your name?
There's a...
Got my first photos ever of juniper titmouse. They were everywhere. Along with bridled titmouse, broad-billed hummingbirds. Very cool spot because they've done their whole yard with a stream and feeders and hummingbird feeders. Arizona woodpeckers at the suet. Even a young rufous hummingbird.
And we've had several now that are over 10 years old. And we know that from the banding records.
Really? 10 years old?
Yeah, they've been coming here. Oh, Bo, you're going to get a close-up there, Bo.
Get one more photo.
Over here.
I was like, what's that? But time to go up in the mountains. Impassable. Impassable. To who? Not Sparky. Not Sparky in a rental car. Well, I just left Paradise. Paradise, Arizona, that is. And guess what? It's not paved. In fact, I was talking to Winston at the very cool George Walker House feeders, and I asked, how many year-round residents are there in Paradise? 4, maybe 5, he said. If it's Paradise, nobody knows about it. He said it only takes an hour and a half to get to a town where you can get groceries and on rough roads, let me tell you. Oh yeah, and his dog Bo took my seat. That's okay. What a nice dog. But yeah, very cool spot. I'm heading up to Rustler now, up to the high mountains, the islands in the sky. It's going to be much cooler, and yeah, I'm looking for Stellar's jay, Mexican chickadee. All right, we got a few stream crossings. Just got bit by another fly. So let's get across these streams and up to Rustler Park. Rustler Park. Much of it was burned in the Horseshoe 2 fire of 2011. Still got some nice big pines, and I think we're up in the spruces too. Red crossbills. I don't know which of the 10 subspecies this is. That may be a species. And in about an hour, probably I'll be back down to Foothills Road trying to find Crystal Thrasher and Scots Oriole and Verdon and things like that. So pretty cool. Go through all these elevation changes, all these different habitats, down through the pines, or down from the pines, down through the oaks and junipers, where we had, remember the juniper titmouse at George Walker House. And yeah, back down into the sycamores and then back to the Chihuahuan Desert. That's the beauty of this part of Arizona. So many habitats for so many birds. Plus you get those ones from Mexico coming up in, this is the northern edge of their range. Well, so much for herping. I did find one tarantula out in the daytime, 6:15 p.m. That was kind of cool. But it's time for the monsoons. I got one more wash to get across here. Well, the electricity went out. It's darker than it appears on my phone here, and it's still lightning. Power went out right in the middle of my dinner. Just had an awesome meal at the Portal store and cafe. 3 cheese enchiladas. Awesome. Extremely good. Especially after eating 6 or 7 sandwiches and chips for the last 4 days, 5 days, whatever it is. I am going to go drive around. Nothing else to do. All right, because there's no electricity at the hotel lodge either. All right, here I go. The post office and the library. What more do you need? Plus there's a little tiny store and a cafe. All right, so that took up 3 minutes. My tour of the town. I think there's only 30 people live here. You can see the lightning outside. Electricity is off at the lodge, the Portal Lodge, so I am chimping. I've taken 4,400 photos, which filled up a 64 gig card, and I filled up 328 gig cards of videos. So while I'm waiting it's only 7 something, so I don't want to go to bed yet. Although I've only been living on 5-6 hours of sleep. 5 usually. Yeah. So I'm going to chimp, get rid of the photos that aren't sharp or I just don't want. See how this storm goes. Looking for the Bendire's thrasher again. No luck, but I had a scaled quail. Of course, when I saw him, he was on a post. Would have been a really cool photo, but I was going too fast and he jumped down and I missed it. But still got to see him and watch him, which was pretty cool. But I saw this car pulled over. 3 young guys, not birders, they were looking down on the ground. So I stopped. I thought, what do they have? Arizona, I think, box turtle. Pretty cool, protected species, so we couldn't touch it. But these guys were all in their maybe teens, early 20s, and they were here for the International Herp Conference. And they said they were getting hardly any sleep because all they're doing is driving around and hiking and out till 2-3 in the morning looking for herps. But yeah, they were a font of knowledge, so that was fun to run into them. This is actually video of one of the 2 I found a couple days later. Hi, buddy. Where are you heading to today? This is the Ornate Box Turtle. Protected. Can't touch them. Can't collect them, of course. and I hope I think it might be a lifer. I came back to Rustler Park, didn't mean to, but I just kept going uphill. And got the greater wood pewee. Jose, Jose, Jose Maria. Cannot find me a Mexican chickadee. Gonna check out a new place, another new place I've never been to. Rodriguez Feeders, just a private house on Foothill Road. He had a crystal thrasher coming to his feeder. Not sure if it's a regular visitor or it was just a one-off, but I'm gonna ask him. Before we start cruising, we have to do the old photographer birder trick of fastening the seatbelt. So every time we make a quick stop and get out, the signal doesn't go off. Smart, huh? Unagi. Well, my last morning birding, thanks to Louis Villanova, helped me find a Bendire's thrasher and got some fun photos. Bird was carrying bugs around, which probably means it has a nest somewhere, and then it would drop down and run along the desert floor. He thought they nested on the ground, so that would make sense. But yeah, very cool, just outside of Rodeo, New Mexico. My third gopher snake. And once again, laying in the middle of the road. Should get off the road. And everybody who visits the Chiricahuas and Portal area should definitely visit the Chiricahua Desert Museum. Wow, what an eclectic but very cool space. They have live rattlesnakes, so you can get all your, well, there's at least a dozen species down here, straight in your head. And yeah, some just cool artifacts and great gift shop. And a neat outdoor space as well. Turtles and tortoises and lizards running around. Then I made the radical decision to go to Ramsey Canyon over by Sierra Vista for the barrel and hummingbird. One last try at that lifer. course, my timing is impeccable. Hummingbirds love feeding in the rain, right? Here we are in Ramsey Canyon. I'm standing under this tree to get out of the rain, waiting for a barrelin hummingbird. I saw a hybrid barrelin many years ago. I must admit I was pretty ignorant about monsoon season in southeast Arizona. That's what causes a lot of things to happen in the desert. These annual late summer rains. There's a feisty Rively's hummingbird guarding the feeder, chasing away anybody who tries to drink out of it. A violet crown just came in. I'm gonna hang out a little longer. I was ready to go. One of my favorites. I didn't know they were here. I've seen them usually at Patagonia. Everything's wet. Well, I think this totals about 6 hours of watching feeders for a barrelin hummingbird with no luck, but you know what? I saw a lot of other cool stuff, so it's never a waste of time. One more hummingbird and then I'm heading out to Saguaro National Park. This is crazy. Only 76 degrees, Saguaro National Park. Last time I was here, it was June and it was about 102, I guess. Crazy. Just had hoping it was a gilded flicker going to a saguaro cavity, but no, the more common Gila woodpecker. But I'm gonna do a drive and look for a gilded flicker because I do not have a photo of them, and I know they're decreasing, even though there's a lot of habitat. Aha! It's creosote bush blooming and giving off that thick, syrupy, sweet smell. Just perfumes the air here. Saguaro National Park West. Well, that was pretty exciting. That's a Gila woodpecker, but I just had a gilded flicker feeding on saguaro flowers. They're mostly done by now, but there was one that was flowering. And yeah, I think I got some cool photos of it. Got some 8K video and some photos, be kind of bird and landscape type photo, which this landscape is pretty awesome. So pretty happy with that. My first ever gilded flicker photos. They were lumped, they were split as a species a long time ago, then lumped with yellow shafted and red shafted flicker to make northern flicker. They were split out again as gilded flicker. And this is their habitat, saguaro forests. Well, they did let me get pretty close. Must be a pair of a male and female. You can see the red mustache on the male, malar stripe. Yeah, they pose nicely. I gotta get to Phoenix. Flight's in the morning. Don't want to. I wanna knock around, look for lizards and snakes. That was a first in security at the airport, the thing where you stand in it and you raise your hands over your head and it spins around. I got flagged something middle of my body, let's say. So I got a pat down, didn't find anything, and it's been a fantastic trip, very little sleep. I'm exhausted. I thought, what was the purpose of this trip? I sure didn't take a lot of artsy photos, but I did add like maybe 30 species that I've never photographed before. So it's kind of going back to my collector days, like my baseball card collector days. If it is 30, it'd be like 535 species photographed in the United States. So that's pretty cool. But it was just a time to get away and, you know, just do whatever I want from dawn to well past dark. Great trip. Enjoy. Goodbye from Phoenix. Heading to Minneapolis, then Renshaw.